guys, welcome back to Star Victoria channel. If it's your first time on this channel, you're welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. I am super excited to have you here. Consider subscribing and click on the notification bell so that whenever I upload new video, you will be notified. And to my returning subscribers, you guys rock. Thank you so much for always coming to watch my videos. I really appreciate that. So today I'm going to show you how to cut together sleeve gown or a dolman gown. And the measurement needed for this project are your shoulder measurement, length of the sleeve, the round bust measurement, half length, round waist, hip measurement, and the length of the gown. Now for the shoulder measurement, remember it's a cut together gown. If you don't want to measure your shoulder and also measure your sleeve, another way of doing that is just to place your tape this the bone at the back, this is your neck, then stretch it out to your desired length. That's another way of taking your measurement for the shoulder. Okay, so these are the materials I'll be working with. Okay, this is a crepe fabric, and I have here this leftover Ankara fabric. So the crepe fabric is 2 yards. 2 yards is more than enough. It's a short gown. Okay, so unless the person you're making for is a plus size person, then you can go with 2.5. Okay, so that is that. So let's start cutting. Okay, I folded the fabric into two. Okay, so I'm going to draft the front first, then I'll use this front to cut out the back. Okay, so I folded into two, then from this line to here is 39 inches. That's the length of my gown. So the next thing I'm going to do is to mark out my shoulder and sleeve measurement. My shoulder is 7.5. Sorry, my shoulder is 15 inches. Divided by 2 will give me 7.5. Then the length of my sleeve is 7.5. So 7.5 plus 7.5 will give me 15 inches. Okay. Remember that I said you can also place your tape at the back of your neck, then you stretch it out to your desired length if you don't want to use this method. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is to come down by 1.5 from that 15 inches mark. Okay, so I'll come down by 1.5 here and I'll mark. This is 1.5. Now for the neckline for the back, remember I'm cutting the front. But I'll use it to cut the back. So I'm going to be marking the neckline for the back and also for the front. So the neckline for the back is 3 inches by 1 inch depth. So this is 3 inches here and 1 inch depth. The neckline for the front is 3 inches by 3 inches. Okay, so this is it. So I'm going to connect. This is the neckline for the front. Sorry, for the back, and this is the neckline for the front. You can use your French curve if you have one. So this is it, neckline for the front and neckline for the back. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is to connect to this is my 1.5 inch drop down. So this is it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to mark out is my sleeve opening. My sleeve for the sleeve opening, I'll be working with 9 inches, but I'm supposed to add a 0.5 for joining the shoulder to the back shoulder. Okay, so I'm going to be including that to make it 9.5. Now I need 1 inch seam allowance, making it 10.5. So this is my 10.5. This is my 10.5. I'm marking the shoulder measurement so it will align with this line. So this is 15 inches as well. So it's at that point I'm going to connect to this part this way to form my sleeve opening. So this is my sleeve opening. See, when measuring, please, I started from 1.5 inch drop down. See, that's where I place my tape to mark out my sleeve opening. I hope you're not confused. My sleeve opening is 9 inches plus 0.5 for seam allowance to hold the shoulder, and 1 inch seam allowance to sew the body. That's 10.5. So this is my 10.5. So what I'm going to do next is to come in by 2 inches. So this is my 2 inches, and I'll stop here. Next, I'm going to mark my half length. The half length I'm working with is 17 inches. So this is my 17 inches here plus 0.5. Remember, I'm going to hold the shoulder, so I'm going to have a 17.5 inches. So this is it here. This is the mark here. So my round waist is 34 inches divided by 4 will give me 8.5. Now I'll be adding 2 inches 2 inches ease to the gown. The gown is a free gown, so I'll be adding extra 2 inches ease to it. So I'll have a 10.5 plus 1 inch seam allowance will give me 11.5. So this is my 11.5 here. So I'm going to ignore the bust measurement because it's not needed. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to from here connect to the waist. So let me finish off the hip first. So for my hip depth is 8 inches. This is my 8 inches here. And the round hip is 44 inches divided by 4 will give me 11 inches plus 2 inches ease will give me 13 inches plus 1 inch seam allowance will give me 14 inches. So I'm going to mark 14 here, and I also mark 14 at the hemline. So this is my 14 here. So I'll connect the 14 inches point at the hip to the 14 inches at the hemline this way. I'll connect the waist to the hip this way. The next thing I'm going to do is to connect here to my waist. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to connect this way. Okay, so that is that. We are done. You can see that the gown is a very simple gown. So I'm going to cut now. So while cutting, I'm only going to cut this back neckline, leaving the front. When I'm done cutting out the back, then I will now cut my front neckline. I hope you are not confused. So let me cut now. Okay, I've cut out the back, and this is it. Okay, and I also cut out the front neckline. So this is the neck piece I cut out. Okay, and I also cut out these patch pockets. The length The length is 13 and a half and the width is 10 inches. So I'm going to be placing the patch pocket this way, then I'll fold this upper part, then hem the down part together with the gown. I also cut out this long pieces of fabric. I'll be using it to turn up my sleeve, and I mark the waistline. As you can see, this is the waistline. So this will enable me know where to place my uh, these pieces I'll be using as a channel where the rope will pass through. So this pieces I cut it two, one for the front and one for the back. So I'll be placing it this way. See, so it's going to form a channel where I'm going to insert my rope. So what I'm going to do is to fold in 0.5 and also fold in 0.5 on the side, and I'm going to fold in this way like this. I hope you're seeing what I'm doing. And also this part, I'm going to fold in this part. Now, for you to know how long your fabric is going to be, what you're going to do is just from your center front measure and stop at 1.5 inch before the edge. Okay, that is how long your how long you'll be cutting out your fabric. Okay, so that is that. The next thing I'm going to do is to cut out facing for the neckline for the front and the back. So what I did is just to place my front this way on the Ankara fabric. I'll be using Ankara fabric for the facing, so I trace out the neck. Now I'm going to be opening the front, let's say uh, 4 inches. So I'm going to open the front by 4 inches, and I also do the same at the facing. Now I've already marked out the neckline. So what I'm going to do is to measure the front. That is from the okay. Let me cut out before I continue. So I won't be confused. So this is the neckline I traced out for the front. There's the neckline, and there is the shoulder. Okay. So for the shoulder is 4.5. So what I'm going to do is from the center front here, I'm going to measure how long I want my facing to be. I'll be stopping at 6 inches. So this is my 6 inches here. So what I'm going to do is to connect from this shoulder tip here to that from 4 inches. Sorry, to that 6 inches, making a curve this way. Okay, so this is it. Okay, this is our front facing, you see. So I'll be fixing it at the inside, not at the front. It's going to be inside, not at the front. But if you want yours to be at the front, you can go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm going to iron and interface it to this before I attach to the neckline. So what I'm going to do, because I'm going to be opening this, I'll measure 4 inches here and mark. This is 4 inches. I'll also mark 4 inches on this facing. So this is my 4 inches here. So I'll open up and stop at that 4 inches. Okay, so this is my 4 inches. So I'll do the same on this one. I'll also cut out facing for the back. So I'll be using this piece to cut the facing for the back. But my back, the center front, that's my neckline. The front is not going to be, the center is not going to be as long as the front. So I'll be stopping like maybe 3 to 4 inches length. Yeah. Okay, 3.5, 4.5, and the neck as well. So what I'm going to do is to place my fabric under the main fabric. That's my facing, the Ankara under the main fabric this way, and I will trace the neck. So this is the neckline. I'm tracing the neckline. Okay, and I'll stop at that 4 inches as well. So this is my 4 inches point. What I'm going to do now is to mark how long I want the center to be, and I said 4 inches because I don't the back is going to be shorter than the front. So I'm going to connect this way, just like the way I mark the front. Then I will cut out the neckline, cut out the side and this part. Okay, I'll iron it and interfacing, and I'll also iron this. I'm going to be folding by 0.5. I'll iron it, and I'll come back and show you how to sew your channel on the fabric and also the rope as well. Okay, I'm going to show you now how to attach this loop to the gown. So I folded the pieces, the two sides. I folded it in by 0.5 here and here. I left this place, and this side I also fold it in. Okay. So what I'm going to do, this side I folded in is going to be here. Okay, and this part I didn't fold is going to be here, this side. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to place it this way. I mark where I'm going to start and where I'm going to stop. So I'm going to place the side where I'm going to stop this way, and this one this way. So what I'm going to do is to fold in the extra in. See where I'm going to start. So I'm going to fold this extra in. Okay, and this is it. Okay, so I folded it in, and I'm going to turn it out, hold it this way, then get my rope. So this is my rope. I cut out a length of 35 inches and folded. It's on one fold is 1 inch. So I sew by 0.5. I turn it to the right side. So that's the rope you're seeing. So what I'm going to do is to place the rope this way at the middle of that. At the middle of this fabric, I'm going to place the rope like this, and I'm going to sew down. So I'm going to sew now. I hope you are seeing what I'm doing. Okay. So I'm done sewing this side. I'm going to turn it this way. You see what I'm doing? I'm done sewing, so I'm going to turn it this way, leaving the rope inside, and using this this one to cover it up this way. Then I'm going to start sewing the sides now, making sure that I'm not going to sew the rope, just this pieces of Ankara I'm going to sew. I'm going to sew the side very close to the edge. So watch what I'm going to do now. While I'm sewing, I'll make sure that my this rope is not at the where I'm sewing, because I don't want to sew the rope. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm trying to secure the end properly before I'll start sewing the side. So I'm done doing that. So let me start sewing the side now. You see what I'm doing? I'm trying to make sure that this fabric is on that line that I mark. Okay, before start sewing. So this is it. Making sure that my rope is not where I am sewing. So this is it. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm done sewing this side. I'll sew the other side now. Here, I'm going to sew this side. Moving this rope to the other side so I won't sew on it. So I'll start sewing again this side. I hope you are seeing what I'm doing. Okay, I'm done sewing. You can see, and this is the front. Okay, this is the back and this is the front. So what I'm going to do now is to join the shoulder. Then I'm going to turn up the sleeve using the fabric I cut out earlier. Then when I'm done doing that, I'll sew the sides and fold the hem. Then I'll come back and show you the finished look. Okay, I'm done sewing. This is the finished look. You can see my facing inside. You can see. And this is my sleeve. Then my side booch and my patch pockets. You can see. Okay. So this is the back. See the back and my rope. Okay. So I'll go and put it on so you can see the finish, the fitting. If you like what you're seeing, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Share this video. If you're yet to subscribe, please go ahead and subscribe and click on the notification bell so that whenever I upload new video, you will be notified. Thank you so much for watching and see you in my next video. Bye.